Hello everyone, Sammy Suru here. Today I'm going to teach you how to float a furnishing on a fence line. So I personally find this method a bit easier to do than the other method currently available to us. Shay Cloudbank created a very helpful video that features the other methods. So if this doesn't work out for you, I highly recommend taking a look at her video. So heads up, I have not been successful in floating all the furnishings using this method. However, it does seem to work on most. It appears that the large furnishings work rather well, but the little ones, like a Mughal mailbox and a tree stump, I have not been successful in floating using this method. So this method utilizes a storage placement technique identical to the one that we use for interior housing. So for PC users, it's important to note that you need to have your numlock turned on for this to work, as you will be using the asterisk key to open up your submenu to place the furnishing. So to start, we need to pick a spot on our fence to place a furnishing. So I'm going to use this spot right here. So it looks like a nice spot. Next, we're going to take our character and kind of run up as close as we can to the fence, just a bit ahead of where we wish to place the item, and change our camera angle to kind of line up with the fence behind our character, like so. Next, we're going to open our housing menu, go to Outdoor Furnishings, enter our storeroom here, and select the item we wish to place. Now the item that you want to be floated has to be in the storeroom for this to work. So for this scenario, I'm going to use a wooden deck. These are pretty popular. People like to float these on the fence because they look nice. I'm going to turn off my toggle grid snap. There we go. Just because it moves around a little bit better that way. And if you'll note, for those of you who do not know, the plus sign underneath the furnishing is called a head box. So we're going to pick up the item like so, and we're going to change our camera angle to line up with the inside of the fence line. Look at that. Now I'm going to hit scroll lock so you can see this a little bit better. This gets rid of that little menu on the bottom. The idea here is you want to get your head box flush with the ground here. You don't want it up on these little bricks, but you want it here on the ground for this to work. Now I'm going to turn my scroll lock back on so we can see the submenu. So PC users, your submenu is going to be the asterisk key. Once this menu is open, you'll see the option to place. You press 0 to select place. And we're going to run out, and look, the deck is floated. Now, the thing I love most about this particular method is you don't have to change out your fence line. You can throw it on your favorite fence as is, and there's no switching. Another cool thing too is that there's no rotating required. Though in this situation, you may want to rotate it since you don't want to get on your deck from the side. So I'm going to show you that it sticks by zoning in and zoning back out. So this is nice for people that forget to rotate their things after placing them. And there it is, it's still there. How about that? So I have been successful at floating the furnishings on most of the fence line. The only spot on the fence line that I've had issues floating at, I'm actually going to jump down to my neighbor's spot here, is this little corner spot right here on the plots. I haven't really been able to float anything here. Now, this doesn't mean that it's not possible. It just has not been possible to me. So definitely try it if you want to. Another thing to note, you don't have to use these fat walls. I've been able to float furnishings up on the thin walls as well too. So for instance, I'm going to run up to my neighbor's house up here. She has a really thin fence. The smithy walls, or smithy fences, and the half timbered are kind of pickety like this, and it's really kind of hard to see the camera angle to get in the fence because you see it's the only way to really get a good view of the bottom is through this little lip here. So in this situation, I recommend sitting down to change your camera angle so you can see better underneath. Now I don't have housing perms here, so I can't place an item to show you, but I can change my camera angle enough to show you that you can see the base of the fence here. This is the zone that you want to be placing your head box at, and it should pop up to the top of the fence. A couple good tips for people that might be having issues with their camera angles, because that's probably the most finicky part of this whole glitch, is just getting the right camera angle. I actually use, waymarks sometimes for fences that don't have like identifiable features like these big little knobs on the chocobo walls. You can put a waymark down to kind of help you gauge where you want to place your item. It's a bit bright in there when you change the camera angle, but you can see the little lip of the ring right there. That'll help you get an idea of where you want to place your item at. So just for fun, I'm going to show you a couple other things that you can place down using this method. Now, previously, it was thought that you could not do the little ground items like the flower plots and like leaf piles, but these can be floated with this method. I'm going to show you this sunflower thing here. I'm going to turn off my scroll lock because I actually find it easier just to see the ground a bit better in here that way. And look, it's floated. That's pretty cool. I don't know why anyone would want to float these up here, but I'm sure someone would find a way to make this look somewhat natural. Another cool thing I found that you could float, and again, I don't know why you would want to do this, but someone would make it look good somehow, are these things here. Oh, let me just change my camera angle a bit. These are a little finicky because it's kind of hard to see where the head box is because of the big scarecrow thing in the middle. That looks like a good spot. Let's try that out. There you have it. A garden plot floating on a fence line. I'm sure someone could put something under here to make it look like it's not actually just floating there in space. It is a little weird because it's see-through underneath, as you can see. So my neighbor might not appreciate this as much as we would, but it's kind of cool. So there you have it, folks. I hope this has been helpful to you. If you liked the video, feel free to press the thumbs up button below and leave me a comment if you have any questions. Thanks again for watching.